Hey everyone, so this is going to be a slightly different video than the previous videos that you've been watching when it comes to Pennies to Polestar. But this is basically going to be a little behind the scenes, sort of what goes on in the background that doesn't usually go in the main videos. So as you'll have seen from the last video, we are currently at a stage where I have a finished Land Rover and a finished Volvo V60. Now I actually do have both of these cars still, and that's something that I'll be going through in this video. But hopefully by the end of it, one of them will definitely be gone and we'll be finally ready to move on to a stage where we can get another one. But first things first, somebody needs to go for a walk. Come on then, let's go. I am really gonna miss this car when it goes to the simple fact that I couldn't find anywhere to park. So I parked in a literal pile of mud. It doesn't matter. I've got a Land Rover. Are you ready? Milo also absolutely loves this car. So I think he too is going to be sad to see it go. Where have I put the key? That is one thing I'm not going to miss about this car. I'm constantly losing the bloody key because it's keyless. So we are currently at Milo's favourite place in the world, isn't it? Are you in your favourite place? Must come here. God, I don't even know how many times a week, just because it's Milo's favourite place and it's quiet and Milo's a little shitbag with other dogs and people, so it also means I can fit in when I'm driving around in the Land Rover because everyone here drives a Land Rover. At the end of my last video I said whether or not I should start a second channel, and on the second channel I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't usually see or I cut out the videos, because since I started Pennies to Polestar I've put a lot more effort into making my videos a lot, you know, of higher quality and like of a better, more of a production. So, God, I'm out of breath. Everyone said it was very like 50-50, they're like, yeah, you should do it, or no, just keep it on your main channel. So I thought as a little trier, as a little test out, maybe we will do like a behind the scenes video on this channel. Oh, you want me to throw? You want me to throw that? Oh right, okay. You get it then. Do a little test out on this channel, and if you guys like this style of video and you like seeing the stuff that goes on that I don't usually show, then I will definitely start a second channel. But for now, we're just going to test it out. God, I can't see. Loads of actual stuff that just doesn't go into the video. This stuff like resetting all the seatbelts on the V60, they all needed to be repaired and coded, and all the SRS needed sorting out, and there was stuff that we've had to send the Land Rover. What have you got? Bring it then. Bring it then. Oh my God. That's a good one. It's a really good stick. I can't throw that, Milo. It's like a tree. Oh my God. Look at him. You ready? Steady? You're a crazy dog, you know that. Yeah, so the Land Rover had to go to Land Rover, had to have some recall work done, it's had some servicing, what else was there? There's loads of stuff. So obviously I'm filming this like midway through the actual month, but another one of my most asked questions, I would say, is about Copart. I must get asked about Copart. Oh my God. Milo, you're going to take my legs off. Oh, Jesus Christ. I must get asked about Copart at least once a week, and that's from people who might never have done it before, never even heard of it, and want to know how it works. So I thought what would be good is I'll actually do like a little beginner's guide, and we're going to go through Copart, how it works, what you need to look for, what everything means, and we're also going to go through my watch list, and I'm going to show you some really cool cars in there that I've got favourited, that I've got my eyes on as the next project. Ready? Get him, Milo! Milo! Quick, get him! Get him, Milo! Get it, Milo. Oh my God, he's a killer. Ready? Right. Milo, quick, get him! Get him! But while I battle with Milo, while he has a poo, are you done? Lovely. I believe we've got some work to do on the Volvo V60. So let's go over to the Volvo. Job number one. Volvo Volvo is being a pain in my backside because of one thing. Exactly the same as what was wrong with V40, the seatbelts. So, the problem is with this car that is stopping it from being sold. Obviously, the end of the video where we finished this car, I said that the SRS light was still on, but we just needed to send the module off. Turns out it wasn't just a case of sending the module off. There is actually something wrong with these seatbelts, which is so bizarre because they work perfectly fine. Whereas in the V40, there was the driver's side seatbelt needed replacing, but that had like completely locked out. But these work, so it's really weird. We actually plugged the car in with Vida, which if you don't know Volvos, it's like Volvo's own like little software thing. And Sam, who's actually very well known in like the Volvo world, he actually came around and did that for us because you have to have access to this, you know, system, which I don't. And Lewis, I wasn't actually here, but Lewis, what did it say?
So it says driver's seatbelt pretensioner A, sub-fault. Driver's seatbelt pretensioner B, sub-fault. Passenger seatbelt A, deployment, sub-fault. So we think this seatbelt needs both replacing and the passenger one just needs A replacing.
Yeah, so what we need to do is we actually just need to take this passenger side seatbelt out, which doesn't take long at all, and then obviously we'll see if this one is rattling as well, and then we're going to send them both off. So like with the V40, I actually bought a whole new seatbelt, but that I had to because I actually tried to like open it up and I actually broke it. But what we can do with these is we can send these off to be fixed, and it's about half the price of what it costs to buy a whole new seatbelt. So it's worth doing. So that's why I'm literally just going to take it out. I'm not going to investigate it any further because that's how I broke it last time. So cold.
You're not from Leeds, shut up.
No, some people make out I am. They're like, you're so northern. I'm not northern, I'm from the Midlands. Anyone comes to my earmuffs, I'm going to be pissed off. I love these earmuffs. So, if you love the darts, stand up. If you love the darts, stand up. Oh, sick leg room. That's decent. So, the process of taking these seatbelts out is exactly the same as the V40, which we did in the first Pennies to Polestar. Obviously, I'm just letting Lewis do it because
your hands are cold.
My hands are cold.
And mine are quite warm, actually.
And Lewis likes having to go, like, he likes doing the jobs as well. Like, Lewis actually does so much behind the scenes. Like,
I do all the fapping work.
Yeah, basically, Lewis does all
the camera work.
I do all the nice stuff on camera, and Lewis does all the faffy stuff behind the scenes. So, and obviously he's already done the other side, so he knows exactly how to get all these clips off and stuff. So that's why he's doing it. It's quite nice being a cameraman for a change.
Call her out.
So that is confirmed that we need to send both of these seatbelts off to be repaired. You can actually get all of this bit reset with. Hello, Emily from the future here. Everything that I'm currently chatting right now is absolutely a load of bollocks. And we were nowhere nearer to getting these seatbelts sorted than what we were in the first place. But we're going to discover why a little bit later on in the video. So keep watching and you'll discover this great big faff with this car. So you join me as I am A, eating a croissant. Oh, not croissant. Pain au chocolat. And B, with my seatbelts. So the seatbelts are in here. And we need to go and take these to Sheffield, to a company that's going to reset them. I've already paid for it. I just need to go and drop them off. Little forms in there. And then they said that it should be next day delivery that we get these back. So hopefully we should get these back tomorrow earliest, if not the day after, which will be absolutely perfect if we do, because then we can get these in the car, we can get the crash data wiped properly this time, and it can go for an MOT. Let's roll. Milo! Milo! Come here please, come on, because we're going now. you want to go for a walk? Thought so. Ready, steady, go on then. Found the only bit of snow left. Milo, Milo, Milo! Quick, quick, quick! Milo, Milo, Milo! Up, up, up! Right, the sun has come out. The earmuffs can come off. So, let's go to Sheffield! Well, it's not actually Sheffield, it's Rotherham, but pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Right, we're in sunny Rotherham. I got reach. Right, seat belts. God, they're heavy. Acquired. Let's go and drop these off. My God, I actually can't see. That's better. Right, so they have been dropped off to Airbag Team in Rotherham. So that was very easy. Literally, you just go in, you buy it online, which is quite cool. So you buy what you need online, you pay for it online, and then you can either post them, or but because I live quite close, I thought I'll just go and drop them off. So it's little things like this that obviously get done behind the scenes when we're doing these cars, and like there's a lot that goes into fixing these cars, a lot more than what you think. And obviously with the V60, in the end of the video, obviously I said it was finished, and we didn't realise that these seat belts were going to be as much of a pain in the arse as what they have been. Hello?
Hi there, it's Donna here calling from Land Rover.
Hiya, you alright?
Hello, yes, thank you, yourself?
I'm good, thank you. And then go from there with that.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see if it's been washed, but we're there or thereabouts with it anyway in terms of we've done the oil service and the recall for you.
Oh, amazing, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Cheers,
bye. That was Land Rover on the phone, obviously. I actually sent the car to Land Rover this morning. I did mean to film, but it was very early and about -5, so I genuinely forgot. But I sent the car there for the fact that it had an outstanding recall on the steering rack bolts or something. It's like one of the Discovery Sport recalls. I'm guessing the previous owner wasn't aware, that's why it's not been done yet. So I had it booked in for that. And then I thought while it was there, I'm going to get them to do the oil and filter as well. And you're probably thinking, why? Because you could have just done it yourself. Very true. But the price that it would have cost me to buy the oil and the filter, for the price that Land Rover were asking, it wasn't even that much different. So I thought, for the sake of an extra like 30 quid, I'd rather Land Rover just do it. And then at least then I've got an invoice and a stamp to sell with the car. Small win. So we just need to wait for Lewis to finish work. I need to go and pick him up because obviously I've pinched his car for today. Then we're going to go straight to Land Rover, pick her up, and we'll see how she feels with some fresh oil and a fresh new steering rack. Oh my God. So cold. Right. Let's go. And collect Lewis. Not looking forward to driving this bloody car. Like, bloody calipers, back caliper is seized. Sounds horrific. But it's the only one that's, drivable at the minute. Mental, me and Lewis have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Only 2 of them work. Ah, there she is. Nestled in with all the lovely Land Rovers. I'm not gonna lie, to say she's 10 years old, she doesn't look a spot out of place on this forecourt, I don't think. But yeah, that's all collected, all paid for, all sorted. I mean, I really miss my car, like I am starting to really miss it now. It's been gone for about 3 weeks now, but I'm not missing driving a lowered lifestyle. But I must say, when you are here at Land Rover, seeing all of the like beautiful Discoveries, Defenders, Range Rovers all lined up, oh, it doesn't half tempt you. But I'm not a brand new car kind of gal. Right, let's get her home. Ooh, Milo, is that nice? Milo, put, oh, for God's sake. Right, put that down. Give that to me. Give that. Milo, give it to me. Now, put it down. Put it down. Right, go. We're back with the Volvo. And good news. Seatbelts are back. I just want to put into perspective how cold it is today. I think it was like -6 the other morning. It's like -1 at the minute. Come and look around this side. Look how frozen this bloody car is. And we're sat out here like idiots putting seatbelts in. Dedication. Hey guys, welcome back to my unboxing video. I just need to get my scissors. Do you know what? I've not worn my earmuffs today. For one reason and one reason only.
Why?
I'm scared that everyone's going to take the piss out of me. I'm not wearing them today. Milo had them on earlier actually. But Milo is being naughty. Very naughty. He goes a bit hyperactive when it's really cold. I think he's like a Siberian husky in a past life. He loves frost. Uno seatbelto. Straightforward. Put them back in exactly how they came out. Let's go. To say that Volvo created the 3-point seatbelt, they don't half make them hard work. It's the second Volvo now that we've had which has had no airbags go off or whatever, and they have all this drama with seatbelts instead. There we go, right, so that's now in place at the bottom. That can plug back into there, isn't it? That plugs into there. Oh my god, my fingers don't work. Oh, that goes in there, doesn't it?
Up top.
Sorry, but my little fingers are frozen. How long is this thread?
Ready?
Belt check.
Oh, wait. Okay. Thought I was going to lock out.
Sorted. I come at you all with an important, very important news flash. I need to explain what is actually going to happen with this car because we've had quite a significant change of plan. Now, Lewis's car, to cut a long story short, it's
ready for the grave.
To cut another long story short, Lewis has had his C30. Obviously, me and Lewis have both got C30s. If you didn't know, we've both got C30s. It's how we met. His C30 is on the verge of death. It's on like 170,000 miles. Yeah. It needs a service. It needs the cam belt doing. The rear brake caliper is seized up and he's just stuck on. The window doesn't work. What else doesn't work?
Well, the arches are cut to pieces from where it was on air.
The arches, like the wheel arches inside, are just cut to shreds from where Lewis had it on air, and laying frame was more important than having a functioning vehicle. It's actually not worth fixing. Like, it's past economical repair, as the insurance companies would say. Like, all these problems on his C30 have just happened out of nowhere. They've all just sprung on us at once. So it's left us in a situation where we need to make a decision fast, and that decision is Lewis is going to have the V60 for a little bit. He's not going to keep it forever. but he's going to keep it for the time being until he can find a car that he wants to keep and is happy to have as his own car. I know you're all going to be going mental, like, how are you ever going to make money and be able to get a Polestar if you're just going to keep the cars? The amount of money that we're into in this car, it's not going to make a huge difference, don't worry. And obviously we still will eventually sell this car, we're just not selling it right now. At the end of the day, it's a 130,000 mile, 10-year-old category S. It's not going to make $1 million, so yeah, we're quite happy to just...
This was a content car, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a content car. This was more of a challenge for me and Lou to see if we can take on something as badly damaged as this car and fix it, and we did. That's why we're keeping it for a little bit. We'll see how long she lasts. Oh, we are. Oh, what a beast.
Nice.
Right. New car.
That I bought myself.
Look after her.
I will.
No doing silly stuff in it. And we are back with the Land Rover, and you can see she looks like an absolute pigsty. But I suppose this is what a Land Rover should look like, but definitely not for its sale pictures. We need to get her squeaky clean. Let's get this dirty, horrible, disgusting vehicle nice and cleaned. But before we do that, I'm going to need a kick up the arse, because this is going to be a big job. But what is that I hear coming from the inside of the car? Is that a holy delivery? A holy delivery, indeed. Now, if you're new around here and you're not sure what the Holy Drinks Revolution is, stay tuned, because I'm about to blow your mind. You remember from my last video, which was on New Year's Eve, I said that my New Year's resolution for 2025 was that I am going to continue to be healthy and cutting out sugar and unnecessary energy drinks from my life. Instead, I'm going to be replacing them with a healthier, no sugar alternative, which is also full of vitamins and minerals. You guys know the score by now. All you need is 1 scoop or 1 sachet of Holy, 500 millilitres of water, some ice, and a good old shake, and you've got yourself a delicious, refreshing beverage, you know. I'm going to make it my mission between now and finishing cleaning this car. I'm going to drink this whole Holy. Let's go. Now, if we're going to get this Land Rover clean, we need to bring out the big guns. And the big guns is Stronagloss Forced X. This is the best citrus pre-cleaner. I have been using this stuff for years, and I will swear by my life on it. Usually I do use it in a spray bottle, but this time I used it in the snow foam lance, and I actually found it quite a lot easier actually, and just you wait to see what this stuff does. Now, while we're waiting for the pre-wash to do its thing, I'm going to run through some of the benefits of drinking this. Number 1, no sugar. Cut out all the unnecessary sugar in those terribly unhealthy fizzy energy drinks. Number 2, this is going to give me 4 hours of super sharp focus, and that's thanks to the slow release caffeine formula. So this stuff is going to keep me going through cleaning this and for the rest of the day. And Milo no doubt needs his second 2-hour meander around the woods. Oh, why am I like this? 26 years old. Just you wait till you see this pre-cleaner satisfaction. Oh, there it is. Jesus, I could do this all day. How satisfying is that? Next up, snow foam. This snow foam, I don't even know what brand it is. I think I bought it in bulk from Costco. It's hands down the most bizarre stuff I've ever used. But seeing as I bought about 100,000 litres of it, I do feel obliged to use it. Another vow I'm making to myself in 2025 is that I'm actually going to stop being lazy when it comes to cleaning cars. I'm actually going to do it properly. You heard it here, guys. 2025, we're all about making better choices. Not only has Holy helped me with my reduction in sugar consumption, it's also helped me with another one of my resolutions, and that is to drink more water. All of Holy's drinks are water-based, so that means I can double my water intake without sacrificing any delicious flavour. We're over halfway. But the show must go on. And I've run out of, well, I've lost my drying towel, so microfibers are going to have to do the job. I've also realised it's not cleaning cars that I don't like. It's the jet wash with the tangled wires. Ignites a certain level of rage in my body. I can't explain it. I think I've got more of that on the floor than the actual wheel. We're ready to get some pictures. And we've got this much left. Would have been able to do this without the help of Holy Energy. So if you guys want to enjoy this glass bottle included in your starter set deluxe with also a free sticker pack and a selection of 42 servings of both energy, iced tea and hydration, then you need to get yourselves the starter set deluxe, and this should be £85, but at the minute it's reduced to $49.99, and with my codes Emily5 and Emily you can get extra money off. One thing that I definitely need to clean is where I dropped my McDonald's burger the other night. You can imagine how heartbroken I was. Starving hungry. The burger slid off and slid all down here. Still at it though, 5-second rule, am I right? My eagle-eyed viewers, you may have also noticed this, which was hiding in the box. Now, this is a new release from Holy, and this is the new milkshakes. These are a sugar-free additive that you can put into your milk to create a delicious hazelnut flavour milkshake.
Flavours of the milkshake include vanilla, hazelnut and banana, as you can see here. And if you keep scrolling, you'll be able to see that if you spend £100, £50 or £150, you are eligible for some pretty cool freebies.
Same again, you can also use my code Emily5, £5 off Emily, 10% off any future orders.
This New Year's deal isn't going to last forever, so make sure that you're super quick in grabbing yourselves a bargain.
So one thing that I always do whenever I'm selling a car is I will always do a little walk around video. I'll always make sure that the car is running and I'll run through all the features, make sure that everything works and show the person who's potentially buying the car what it's like in real time. So I'm not hiding anything and they can see that everything is as it should be. And this makes a huge difference to any potential buyers. There. But that is it. Car cleaned, pictures taken. Have you had a busy day? He's been doing jack shit while I've been doing that. He's just a little boy. All I need to do now is upload those from the camera, put them onto my iPad, and then I'm going to put it for sale. Hello and welcome back to Volvo Seatbelt Drama, part 457. So, car got plugged into Vida yesterday and we were hoping that that was going to clear all the seatbelt codes and then we could clear the crash data and get the car ready and done. But we were wrong because driver's side pre-tensioner B was still flagging up with a fault, and this was like confusing us because we just had the seatbelt sent off and reset, but we've cracked it. Are you ready for this? So we have been onto the Volvo forums, big up the Volvo forums, they are the GOAT, and we have found this which explains everything perfectly, so we can finally understand what the hell is going on with this damn car. So, on facelift models, the seatbelt pre-tensioner B is the recalled unit which is under the seat opposite side of the buckle. Under the anchor hole where the belt itself gets screwed into the seat. On pre-facelift models, there was a pyrotechnical cartridge that tensions the seatbelt just a bit more in case of a crash. This unit got recalled on facelift models, but the wiring had not been changed, and instead of the cartridge, an OE resistor was plugged, and everything got wrapped in electrical tape. Now, so straight away we were like, ooh, interesting. Took the seat out, as you can see. Opposite side of the buckle. Buckle's there. Opposite side. Where does the seatbelt get anchored in? Here. What was here was this. So this wire was like this, and it was just put like there, and then it was all wrapped up in this electrical tape. What's this? A resistor. So here you can see a resistor. So this resistor, originally that would have been a pyro like cartridge thing. I'm guessing maybe it didn't work, or it wasn't any good, or it just kept creating faults, so Volvo actually took it out and instead they've put this in. If you have a P3 facelift car, which this one is, that has been involved in an accident in which the seatbelt pre-tensioners got activated, those pre-tensioners B will have got activated as well, frying this resistor. So because A has blown in the actual seatbelt itself, it's also blown this and it's fried this resistor. So this is what is causing that pre-tensioner B fault to still be there. So how annoying is that? Literally, this tiny stupid little thing is causing all the bloody ruckus. But it's good news because we were going to send the seatbelts off again, and when we contacted the airbag people, they sent us a picture and said you need to get this is pre-tensioner B. What they had sent was actually old seatbelts, so that big long black cartridge is what has been replaced with that. So the good news is we've just rang Volvo, and luckily we literally live 2 minutes away from a Volvo, and they have said they can get a recall kit, £16, and it has this in it. So we've ordered one. The bad news about that is it's a Saturday. Volvo shuts at 12:30 on a Saturday, and it's 12:30. But we're going to pick it up on Monday, so that is in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the new one, we're going to replace it, pop that in there, and then we can get Sam to come back round. He can then code it, and this car can finally be sorted. Bash. Mystery piece collected. Can't believe you get all this. The only bit we actually need is, let's have a look what else we get in this. This is actually a recall kit from Volvo. So that's the electrical tape that we need. Then they actually give you a new, that's what the seatbelt actually clips into, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the anchor point.
But we don't need that, so we can keep that for the next time anyone decides to run over a deer. Is replace this one with this one. Now let's make sure we don't muddle them up.
Give that one to me. Done.
That was easy. Let's use the really high technical Volvo electrical tape as well, just so it looks as professional.
So wrap that up first.
Like this.
So give that one loop. And then wrap
God,
it around
imagine
the way.
having a man mansplain how to tie a bit of electrical
Well, you were
tape.
just gonna
This is
tie
the
it-
life of a woman, everyone. Mansplaining. All the time.
Just want to make sure.
Bro! That looks just as professional as Volvo.
Actually does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it look better than Volvo?
Yeah, it looks better than Volvo.
Land Rover tech, Volvo tech. Unsure if Lewis is going to fit this seat or rob someone's house. Not quite sure.
Can you open the door?
Of course. this is the last time
I'm
we're
this.
ever going to plug this seatbelt in or out, isn't it?
Yes.
There we go. It's been emotional, guys. This seat should be ready to code. Should being the key word. It's the day we've all been waiting for. It's the day where we code this car for the final time. This will be the third time that Sam has come out to see this car. So let's all manifest that it's gonna work.
Now, if you don't know who Sam is very well known in the Volvo world, and he actually owns ALG Performance. That's his T5 right there, and if you didn't know what ALG is, it's your one-stop shop for all high-quality aftermarket parts for Volvo, Ford and Mazda. You can get parts on here for most Volvo shapes, from C30s all the way through to V60. And if we go through onto V60, you can see some of the unreal exterior modifications that we can buy on here to do to our very own V60. ALG also specialise in Ford parts, so for all my Ford boys and girls out there, make sure that you go and check out some of the amazing deals that you can get on induction kits, coilovers, exterior kits, the lot. Can't leave out our Japanese friends as well, so if you own a Mazda, whether that's an MX-5 or a Mazda 3 MPS, then there is also plenty of choice for you on there as well. And best of all, ALG actually stock Stjärna Gloss. You've seen for yourself just how good Stjärna Gloss is when I was cleaning the Discovery a little bit earlier on. I will leave a link in the description box below which will take you straight to the ALG website and you guys can have a look for yourselves. Now this is actually Sam's own C30, which is pretty sick in itself. It's a T5 that has been all-wheel drive converted. How sick.
Yep.
So you've got all your modules along the top there.
Uh-huh.
So the SRS one, as soon as you go into it, it does say it can do this.
Okay.
It's very unlikely, but they're just covering their arse with it.
Okay.
And then clear crash memory.
Key of a light. It just says belts and doors. What a time to be alive. Hallelujah. It's a miracle, boys and girls. It is fixed. Thank you so much to Sam. Honestly, saved our arse. Car through for an MOT and it can finally restart to driven properly, which is so exciting. Even more excited because I have been offered the most amazing job in the world. It's literally my dream job. So as you know, I have been cabin crew last year and I have been offered the role of cabin crew but with a different airline, and this is a long haul only airline, which is literally a dream come true for me. And it's going to be based down at Gatwick. So that means I'm going to be commuting from Nottingham to Gatwick probably like 5 times a month. And this car is ULEZ compliant. It's a very big thing if you're going to be driving around London. So it's the perfect car for us to keep for a little while. And then, like I say, until Lewis can decide what he wants to replace it, which he's been going on about. He either wants a truck or he wants a V90, but the new V90, like the nice posh new Volvo. Welcome to the family, V60. Right, so hello everyone. So this is going to be the final part of this video, and this is going to be the bit which, as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you've made it this far, by the way, thank you very much, something that I get asked all the time, and that is about Copart, which is obviously where I buy all of these cars from. I'm sure you've all heard of Copart before, but there's a lot to it that you might not necessarily know if you're new to it. And there's certainly a lot of things that I wish I knew when I first started doing it about 2 years ago now. Copart is basically a salvage auction website. So that basically means it's majority consisting of insurance write-offs. Insurance write-offs can include anything from crash damage, water and flood, stolen, recovered, vandalism. These cars can be bought by anyone who has got a Copart membership, and a Copart membership costs you about £100, and that will last you for a year from date of purchase to 365 days later. That membership is going to get you the eligibility to bid on these cars. So how does it all work? Now, to start with, you need to understand the different categories that a car can fall under. So to start with, they're not used very often anymore, but we have C and D. Now, C and D is what an N or an S used to be. So category C is a structural damage, which is now called category S, and a category D is non-structural damage, which is now called a category N. Next up, we've got a category U or an X. Now, these are basically cars that are unrecorded damage. So you can very rarely, sometimes they will pop up. To be fair, I do see quite a lot of them, and you'll get a category U. So that technically means that car will still come up as HPI clear. So it's gone through a salvage auction, but the car isn't recorded as having any damage. And then we've got a category B. Now, a category B is a car that has been written off and cannot, under any circumstance, go back onto the road. So, and you have to have a special license to buy these cars. With a regular Copart membership, you can't buy a category B. They have to go to people who've got a special license to buy the breakers, and they can only ever be broken for parts.
Now we're going to take a look at actual Copart. So this is the main screen that you'll get when you come on, and you can just search any car. So for an example, I'm going to put in a Volvo V60, just like the one that we've got at the moment. So now it's going to bring up all Volvo V60s that are available throughout the whole country, including Northern Ireland. Sometimes when you search cars, especially things like Ford Fiestas that are very, very popular, you'll be swamped with hundreds. This is a perfect chance to narrow down your search options, and you can do that here using the filters, and you can categorise what type of cars you'd look for. Personally, I always go for category N and category U. I try and avoid category S. Now it's going to bring me up all cars which fall into that filter. I can also at the top select runs and drives, which is another thing that I like to do. So now we're going to be left with what we're actually interested in. As you can see, I've got 3 options in front of me. Now I'm going to pick the red one. So now we're on the listing, we can get a little bit more information about this car. We can look through all the pictures, and it even gives you a HD option, so you can see the pictures in higher quality to assess damage or any additional things on the car that you might not necessarily notice. Now that we can see a little bit more information, we can start seeing if this car is right for us. So straight away, we can see that the car is on a pure sale. That's something that I'm going to get into a little bit later on, but below that we can get the estimated retail value, a mileage, primary damage, category, run condition, sale name, the registration plate, and a current bid, which is actually at £0. Now, as mentioned, I said that this car is on a pure sale. So what does that mean? A pure sale means that that car is going to sell regardless of the bid amount. So whatever the winning bid is what that car will sell for. This is something that I always tend to filter in my cars just because it makes it easier. Here we can see that this other V60 is on a minimum bid. Now, a minimum bid is something which is set by the original seller of the car, which is 9 times out of 10 the insurance company. So they want that car to go for a minimum amount. It almost acts like a reserve. So if that car doesn't reach that minimum bid amount, then the insurance company can decline that winning bid and it would go back up for sale. I've had it before where I've won a car that was on minimum bid and it got rejected, and the next day the car went back up for sale. So I do tend to avoid these because it does add unnecessary annoyance. That being said, insurance companies do still accept good prices on these cars. Sometimes they do just want rid. So back to the red Volvo. If we scroll down a little bit further, you can see there's a whole lot of extra information here. Key ones to take note of would be secondary damage. Sometimes it can say undercarriage. Undercarriage means that there's some damage underneath the car, which might not always be visible from pictures. You can also get the VIN number from this section, which is also extremely helpful if you're trying to gather some history of a car. It's definitely worth checking to see if the V5 is on file also. If it isn't, you will have to apply for a new one via a V62 form. If it is, you can request that from Copart and they will send you a V5. The additional info section is somewhat a lifesaver. I always go to this straight away because there's always some interesting little bits in there that you might not have realised from the original listing. As you can see, this one says 2 keys and the full vehicle mileage history is in the vehicle report. Cars don't always come with a vehicle report, but luckily this one does, and you can click it just at the bottom, which will take you to the website. Here, you're going to get a whole load of information, more on this car than what you would from the original listing. It goes through pretty much everything. And it also gives you MOT history, which is also really helpful. And it will also tell you if there's been any plate changes, which is also quite helpful in case you ever wanted to track down a previous owner to see if they had the service book. But you can see there that this one has passed and failed its fair share of MOTs. So that is something which could come into a factor of if you bought the car or not. Finally, another tool which is going to become your best friend is the calculator function. Something a lot of people don't realise is that Copart does have a lot of fees on top of your winning bid price, but this calculator will make it a lot easier to understand what your final payment is going to be. So at the top, you're going to enter what would be the max amount that you're willing to bid onto this car, and then you're going to add in your postcode. And that is going to give you a quote for delivery, because Copart do offer a delivery option and will literally drop a car off right outside your front door. Now you can see a breakdown of all the costs that are involved when it comes from buying a car. So you've got your original sale price, your buyer fee, your internet bid fee, a lot retrieval fee, your VAT charge, and a delivery quote. And that brings your total up to quite a considerable amount more than your winning bid. So this is why it's so important to understand these charges and also understand what your total is going to be before you place a bid on a car. So now we've got a basic understanding, we're going to look through my watch list. Now my watch list is so random and it changes every single day. But here's a rough gist of the kind of cars that I look at for the next few episodes of Pennies to Polestar. Let's have a look. First up, we've got a Jaguar F-Type. This is something which I have wanted to buy for a long time. I wrapped one of these a while ago. I think they're one of the most beautiful cars that you can buy for a reasonable price, and this one tickled my fancy. But you can see here that it's a Category S, the airbags have been deployed, but it's got a full vehicle report, which is good, I guess. Next up, BMW M140i. This has been in my favourites for a while, and I feel like for the next few episodes of Pennies to Polestar, a performance car would be a great shout, and I think an M140i is a perfect starter for that market. This one is a Category N, and it runs and drives, which is amazing, but it is on a minimum bid, so it'll be interesting to see if the insurance company will accept a winning bid on it. Shock, another F-Type, but this one is actually on a pure sale and it's only got 1 day, 20 hours left, and it's only on £150. That is crazy. This just goes to show the kind of car that you can pick up for a eye-watering bargain. Here we have a Ford Ranger. This is something which I've also been very interested in because A, I would love one of these, and B, I think it would be a cool build because it's something that you wouldn't necessarily usually see when it comes to salvage auctions. So I would definitely be interested in getting one of these in the future. This one is on a minimum bid, but it's a Category U, so this car would come through as HPI clear. A salvage auction flipping series wouldn't be complete without a Golf R. This one has also been in my favourites for a while and I've been keeping my eye on loads of these. It is on a pure sale, but you can see that the primary damage is undercarriage, which can be quite daunting because you can't see that from the pictures, so that could be anything. Now this, I would say, is my first option for the next car, a Mini Cooper S. I think these things are very cool and very underrated, and I would love to rebuild one. This is a Category N, runs and drives, but it is on a minimum bid, but it does have 2 days left and at only £600 for a 20 plate. That is crazy. Safe to say this one's a little bit ambitious, but it does just go to show the kind of cars that you can get on Copart. Audi R8 on a pure sale at £13,500. I mean, it does have 5 days left, so it probably will go for a lot more than that. Or how about a Lamborghini Gallardo? I'm definitely, obviously, nowhere near this kind of car yet, but I do like to favourite these just to keep an eye on them, mostly because I'm nosy and I like to see how much money they do actually go for. Now, I just thought I'd do a couple of little frequently asked questions that I always get asked in my DMs about Copart, and after that, the video is finito. Is it worth buying them? Do people buy them? If you're buying these cars to sell, do people buy them? Yes, they do. I would buy a category written off car as long as I've seen pictures of the crash damage and pictures of it now, and I've seen the car in person, there is nothing that would put me off buying a category write-off car, because a lot of the time they get written off for the most minute things. Look at the Land Rover Discovery, it got written off for a scuff on the side. It's crazy. But second question, can you collect cars from Copart, or do they have to be delivered? I think I spoke about it earlier. Yes, you can collect cars from Copart, but you've got to trailer them or like put them on a lorry away. You can't drive them away, I don't think. And last question, logbooks. How does the logbook situation work? So as you'll have seen when we were looking through the cars, sometimes they will say that there's a V5 on file. If there's a V5 on file, winner, because it saves you having to apply for a new one. So if you buy one and it has got a V5 on file, sometimes Copart won't necessarily send the V5 with the car, but if you email and ask for the V5, they will post it to you. If it doesn't have a V5 on file, you will have to get a V62 form, and you'll have to fill that out. You'll have to obviously answer why you need a new logbook, which is, I think there's an option which says like the car has been written off. And then you have to wait. In my experience, I've had to do 2 now, the V60 and the Land Rover, and 3, and the Corsa. And no, all of the cars. In my experience, all 4 of the cars that I've bought off Copart have had to have a logbook ordered by me, and it takes about 3 to 5 weeks. That's something to bear in mind. Obviously, if they haven't got a logbook on file, you can't use that car to drive for at least 3 to 5 weeks until that logbook arrives. If it's something that you guys are interested in, if you have the money, you have the time to put aside and get into it, definitely do it. I 100% recommend doing it. Just be careful and do your research on the cars. My top tip is look at a car. If you're very interested in it and you think that's what I want, go straight onto eBay, and just from visualising, looking at the car, price up everything that you might need, whether it's a bumper, lights, bonnet, a door, I don't know, like airbags, a dashboard, a new steering wheel. Look, price everything up, total it all up, use the calculator function, how much it's going to cost, how much you're willing to bid, add on how much it's going to cost to repair, have a look on Auto Trader, see what cars of the same spec, same mileage, with a category write-off are going for, see if it's worth it or not. Another top tip, promise this is the last one, if you are looking, say you need a whole front end of a car, go on to the owners group Facebook pages. For the V60, as an example, we went on to V60 Owners UK. We put in there, is anyone breaking and has a full front end? We managed to get a whole front end off of one guy, collect it all in one day for a fraction of the cost of what it was going to cost me to individually buy everything on eBay. So that is another good top tip. But that is all. I'm going to stop rambling on. If anyone has any other questions about Copart, please just put them in the comments section below, and I will try and get round to them all and obviously answer them to the best that I can. This has been obviously a very long-winded video, but as I mentioned at the start, if you do enjoy this style of video as well, please let me know down below, because I am very happy to do more like this and perhaps move over these style of videos to a second channel. But for now, that is all, and hopefully I will see you all for the next car that arrives.